What's up? So, I talked about something on my Instagram, and that was that I wanted to get tattoos. I've always wanted to get tattoos. I've always been very fascinated by the idea of having tattoos, but I never really got to it because of needles and how much it would hurt, and just like anticipating the pain because it's a pretty normal thing to do, right? Anywho, got a tattoo today and got two tattoos today. So I'm not gonna get too deep into what the tattoos are. However, something cool I realized is that pain really is just a perception. Pain is a label that we attach to a specific feeling, which is fine. But pain is all about perspective slash perception. I read this really cool thing on Quora. I was getting really anxious. I was getting really scared before I was supposed to go to the tattoo studio to get it made. And I looked up on Google, does getting a tattoo hurt? And I was like, in my heart, I knew that, logically, I just knew that, of course, it's going to hurt. It's a needle being pierced into your skin so many times in like 10 seconds. But I Googled it anyway. And so many Reddit forums, subreddits, and I was like, cool, it's fine. There's really no point saying it because I know it's going to happen. And I saw like a beginning of an answer from Quora, and that person had simply said that saying that getting a tattoo does not hurt is a lie. But then, how I think about it, it is painful right now. But then on the upside, I'm also getting something cool carved onto my skin forever. That's all it said. But the moment I read it, I was like, holy crap. Just like this series of epiphanies started flowing in my brain because I'm like, exactly, that's true for life as well. Because yes, the tattoo is going to hurt, and boy, did it hurt. It hurt like a fucking bitch. It really hurt a lot, especially the wrist one. It hurt a lot. But the thing is, it's just like I can't stop looking at myself because in the camera, because now I can see this, and it's like, of course, this I can't see like that, but I'm just like so happy with it. As I was in the car going to the tattoo studio, it just hit me in that moment that exactly, it's just short term pain that's going to give me forever gain if you think about it. I've always wanted tattoos, but the reason I was delaying making that decision or experiencing decision fatigue was simply because of the anticipation of pain, which was only leading to more and more delays. It wasn't getting me anywhere. However, if I would just sit with the pain because I know it's only going to hurt right now, or maybe tomorrow or day after, whatever it is, because my skin is still very sensitive, it would ultimately lead to permanent gain. No pains, no gains. Correct. Exactly. Absolutely, absolutely, 100%, like all for it, because that's the truth. Had I not sat with that pain for maybe an hour, because it took 1 hour to make these tattoos, I would have not had this forever carved onto my skin. Never. And I probably would have just kept dreaming of it, that one day I will get a tattoo, one day I will just stop being indecisive. Fuck no. Action paired with speed, although speed is not important, direction is important, but sometimes when you take action fast, you don't give that chance to your brain to back out. It's simply like how the author emphasizes this in the 5 a.m. club. You have to like literally just jump out of bed. That's the only way to get out of bed, because if you listen to your reasoning mind, especially when you're in your cozy toasty bed, especially during winter, you will want to stay in bed. You won't get out. No matter how logical it seems to be getting out, you will still stay in bed because it's more comfortable. You just do it. For certain situations, you don't think, you just do it. To me, the entire experience is symbolic of how willing you are to become tolerant to something for the greater good. And in this case, the greater good is getting tattoos. Becoming tolerant to something is becoming tolerant to the pain, and willingness is the willingness. It's simply understanding how badly you want something, how willing you are to suffer for the thing, because let me tell you something, suffering will happen either way. It's like that saying, which I think I have talked about. Staying in your comfort zone is hard. Going for your dreams is also hard. Choose your heart. So you are literally just choosing a thing that you're willing to suffer for, and then you suffer. And you keep suffering until, of course, you achieve the thing. And just because we're all human, we'll have more desires and we'll keep suffering for those desires. It's simply picking and choosing a thing you're willing to suffer for. And as you suffer, you become tolerant to the suffering, which ultimately makes it look not like suffering because you're used to it, but you're still suffering in a way. You just don't notice it that much anymore because you're tolerant to it. You're used to it now. And just because you have that momentum going, it's consistency, it's persistence. You're going to achieve your goal. And once you achieve that goal, you'll have an even bigger goal. And you'll do the same for that. So it truly is never ending. Suffering is such an inevitable part of life. It's just the thing that you are willing to suffer for. And for the tattoos, I was willing to suffer. That's why, for the 50th time, showing it to you, I'm very proud of you. And by you, I mean myself, because these are all for me. I'm talking directly to myself. And if you, that is a second person other than me, if you happen to stumble upon this video, it's for you as well. Because suffering is never ending. You just have to choose a particular thing, which is a goal, desire, whatever you want to call it, that you're willing to suffer for. That's it.